I'm going to talk about my top 5 favorite things to can, and I'm going to show you step by step how to can each one of these. Tie for my favorite, meat. And not all meats, I don't like all meats, but I really love chicken and pork. Chicken is my go-to. It's so easy to dump it into an Instant Pot meal, make a quick noodle chicken Alfredo or anything really, but this is great for dump and go meals. It's great for quick meals. Pork, drain it, heat it up, add some barbecue sauce, throw it on a bun, and you have a pulled pork sandwich in minutes. So delicious. I am not a big fan of canned beef, though it might be growing on me. It falls apart a lot. So if you really like fall apart meat, that one's for you. I like it in certain instances, and other instances I don't. But right now, I have both canned chicken and pork. And when you're canning your meat, specifically the pork, I make pork stock as well. So I get the pork, I chop it off the bones, and then I use the bones to make the stock and the meat to make the pork. When you are canning meat, you can either raw or hot pack your meat. Hot pack means you cook it first and then you put broth over the top of it, hot broth. Or raw packing is where you just put your meat into the jars raw. And so what I'm doing here is I'm cutting the meat off of the bones and then putting it into the jar. And we are going to make sure that we have 1-inch headspace, and all that's going to be in the jar is the meat. And then as the meat cooks, it will create the broth. And so we're going to follow the same process that we have been by getting the meat to about 1 inch of headspace, no extra liquid needed for raw packing. And then once we have that, we will get the lids and rings on, making sure to wipe the rims first. And then we will get these into the canner, and these are going to process for 75 minutes if it's pints and 90 minutes if it's quarts. Now we want to make sure to let this vent for 10 minutes, and you can see right here it's just starting to vent. The steam is coming out. So after 10 minutes of letting it vent, we will put the weight on it and then wait until it gets all the way up in pressure, and then it has to stay at that pressure for the 75 or 90 minutes. And then we will turn the heat off and let the pressure come down completely on its own until it's at 0. And then we are good to take the lid off. And again, I do like to just kind of prop it on top to let a lot of that steam come out. And I use those yellow gloves because it avoids me getting steam burns, because I have been burned by the steam before. So we are taking these out of the canner, and we need to leave them there until the next day. And then the next day we will come through and remove all of the rings and check all the seals. And then we will get these completely washed. We want to wash all of our jars before putting them away, because we don't want to have any food on the outsides that could potentially bring in rodents or any other type of bugs. And it's just nice to have everything clean, right? So we will write on them what they are and the date and year after we make sure that they are sealed.